So now we can see there are three groups and one role. The three groups are system administrator group, database administrator group, and a monitoring group with their different permissions. And also there's a one role for admin role, and it mandates that entity who has this role the permission to do things. Okay, so now we have the solution to different requirement, which users can configure these kind of things in the AWS console. So for example, the requirement is it should be at least 8 characters and have one uppercase, one lowercase, one special character, and a number. So the customer, what they need to do is to find account settings in IAM console, choose the corresponding policy to apply such as enforce minimum password length, require one special character, and require one uppercase, one lowercase character, and also a number. And for the following three requirements, they can also find the corresponding option that they can be simply click it. So this is the solution for the user authentication. Let's continue. The second part is the detailed requirements architecture. So we need to design an AWS solution with the networks that conform to AWS best practices and providing the necessary network services. And also the architecture that matches the current architecture at the server hosting company. Also, we need to ensure the security and apply load balancers to balance the traffic. So let's see. What we need is to use the two VPCs. This is for different purposes. For example, we use the VPC 1, which located in the region of US East. This is for the purpose of production. That means all the production code should be deployed at this region. And we can see there's another VPC that is in US East, North Virginia. This purpose is for the development and testing. And in each VPC, we have three subnets. That is for different services, for web tier, app tier, and a database tier. And also in each VPC, we have two availability zones. This is for the high availability because we want the service to be resilient and fault tolerant. Even if some services are down, we don't want this thing that can be felt from the customer's end. So also we apply the CIDR range that has the 10.0.0.0/16, which mandates the first 16 bits of the IP range are the same. So that leaves enough space for the company to grow. Even if they are going to need a lot of IP ranges in the future, there are enough space for them to do that. Okay. So this is some specific details because for the web tier, they need the traffic comes from the internet, comes from the hosts that are from other places. So we need this web tier at the public subnet. And for the app tier and the database tier, they only need, for example, the app tier only accepts traffic comes from the web tier, and for the database tier, it only accepts the traffic comes from the app tier. So all these two tiers are located in the private. These two subnets are private. Okay, so let's go on. And there are the second VPC. This is for the test subnet solution. We can see that the format is very similar, except their availability zones are different. This is for the this is obvious. Okay, now we are going to see how we are going to deploy the web tier and the application tier because they have the different requirements. In the actual scenario, the web tier has two physical servers. With each server has 2 CPUs and 4 gigabytes memory, and has the Microsoft Windows 2016 base with Internet Information Services. And for the application tier, the servers are more powerful with the same IIS. So let's see. For the web tier, the tag is key equals name and value equals web tier. The OS should be the same, Microsoft Windows 2016 based with internet. And the type for the AWS, it should be the T2.medium, which exactly has two virtual CPUs. With each CPU has 4 gigabyte. With each machine has 4 gigabytes memory. And the justification for the choice is we need to follow suits of users' original configuration. And for instances, we need two because this is for the high availability and for the stability and for the security. And for the app tier, we need to T3A.X large, which has 4 virtual CPUs and with each one has 16 gigabytes memory. Again, we need to follow suits of users' original configuration. Also, the customer has one specific requirement that for the app tier, it should support EPS optimization. And for the user data, yes, exactly. For the user data, we need some PowerShell script that should be pre-configured in the EC2. So when the system boots, it can install something that is needed for the Microsoft Windows operating system. Because for the Windows, it does not automatically automatically allow traffic comes from the specific port. We can see at the next slide. For the web tier, there's a rule for the web tier that allows the inbound traffic comes from the port 80, and for the app tier, it allows the inbound traffic comes from port 8080. And also for the next part, the database tier, it allows the traffic comes from inbound traffic comes from the port 433, and all these traffic are not automatically pre-configured in the Microsoft Windows operating system. So this is the reason why we need this user data. Why we need this user data to do some pre-configuration so that the customer can have this information and for the convenience of the later usage. Okay. So next part is the business continuity. Again, we need to do some auto scaling. This auto scaling is for the maybe, not maybe actually. The company grows very healthy in a very healthy way and it grows robustly. So that means the customer may encounter some traffic spike in the future. This is the thing that we need to do the auto scaling. For example, if some traffic spike comes, then we need the more computing power to make the customer feel nothing happens, to feel the service is stable. So this is the reason why we need to do the auto scaling. But for the auto scaling, for the web tier and app tier, we exactly need the same thing that we configured for the original software set. Okay, let's continue. And the automatic scaling groups, the configuration should be the same. But for the group size, we need 2 because this is to support the company's rapid growth. Okay. The next part is for the detailed requirements, the auditing. All the logs and customer activity are very important for the engineers and for the company to investigate, to better grow in the future. And this is the reason why we need the CloudWatch and CloudTrail, because the CloudWatch can monitor activity for each service and resource, and the CloudTrail can monitor the API calls. In this way, we can understand from the code level how the architecture can be better designed and better implemented in the future. Yeah, that's it. So this is it. This is my presentation of the architecture for the medical company. Thank you for listening and thanks for your participation. See you next time. Bye.